Dr. Srinivas Bangaru sir. Srinivas Bangaru sir, Assistant Registrar, University of Hyderabad. Sir has completed his graduation in Commerce from Andhra University, post-graduation in Management in Usmania University. Sir has awarded a doctorate degree in the topic of governance practice in public and private universities, a comparative study. Sir has served in Jawaharlal Nehru Technological University in JNTU Hyderabad and presently working as Assistant Registrar, Hyderabad University of Hyderabad. Sir, he gave many fitness trainings on various platforms. That is, fitness training for the swimmers in University of Gachibowli Stadium, intense Hatha Yoga practices in the University of Hyderabad, and Sir is giving teacher training to the Patanjali Samiti Haridwar. For his credit, he has published 2 papers. That is, one is Impact of Lead India Training on Moral Values to School Children, and the second one is Schooling and Moral Education for Evaluation to Self, Family and Community, which is published in the Ayush International Interdisciplinary Research Journal. Sir got certification as yoga teacher by the Patanjali Sir has got certification in Patanjali Samiti as a yoga teacher, and Sir has got certification as YCP trainer. The greatest thing is, being a social responsible person, Sir has served in many social outreach activities and community development programs since last 5 years. Being a founder secretary of Westso Trust, he rendered services to over 5,000 needy artisans with financial assistance approximately 40 lakhs rupees. So we appreciate your efforts in the aspects of social responsibility. Now, Sir is presenting his lecture on a topic, Ashtanga Yoga, a way of life towards success. So we are heartily welcome to you this webinar, sir. So please continue your topic, sir. Thank you, sir. Dhanyavad, please.
Thank you, sir. Am I audible, sir, to you?
You can be able to share your slide or we will help you, sir.
Yeah, I will try, sir. If no problem, I will ask you to share it. I have already arranged it. So, thank you, sir.
Yes.
I'm most privileged to take part in today's national webinar on the 8th International Yoga Day. And also thank you, Dr. Lakshmanan Garu and the organizers for inviting me today to deliver a talk on Ashtanga Yoga. My talk is basically a motivational talk, motivating people towards yoga, particularly the young generation, and wanted to share the benefits that I have experienced throughout my life. Actually, in fact, as you said, I've been practicing yoga for the last about 10 years and experienced a wonderful results out of it. So I thought of promoting yoga to as many people as possible to make them also get benefited out of practicing yoga. So now I'll try to come into the topic. Is it visible, sir? Sir, is it visible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Visible, sir.
Okay. Right, sir. Right, sir. Thank you. And the today's topic is on Ashtanga Yoga, a way of life towards success. Let us start saying the Patanjali Yoga Sutra, that Yoga Chitta Vritti Nirodha. What is yoga about? It avoids confusion state of mind.
The slide
And
open.
it's not
Slide.
open, sir?
Yes, the slide is not open, sir. Please. Previous page is only displaying only previous page.
Just a moment. Is it not? Otherwise, you can share it, sir, if you possible.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Yeah, please.
Okay. You please continue, sir. In 2 minutes, we will share your slides, sir. Please continue. 2 minutes.
Yeah, I need a slide, sir, actually.
Okay.
So, can I continue, sir? Is it visible, sir? Are you able to see?
Yes,
Sir,
sir.
it's visible, sir.
But Google Meet is visible.
1 minute, sir. Just wait. Yes. In 1 minute, we are sharing. Yes, please.
Yeah.
Okay, sir. Is it sharing, sir? Please.
Yeah, okay. Just open it little, make it little bigger, sir. Thank you. Now, hope it is visible to all. Can I continue, sir, my presentation?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Please.
Thank you. Thanks for the inconvenience, regrets. And to start with, let us start with the Patanjali Yoga Sutra, that is Yoga Chittavritti Nirodha. That means it avoids confusion state of mind and brings balance in our thought process. Then let us also know what the yoga is. The word yoga is derived from the Sanskrit root yuj, meaning to join or to yoke or to unite. It bridges gap between body, mind, and emotions. It is uniting the physiological and psychological and spiritual energies together. You see, sir, just I wanted to put an example here. During my school days, my master used to tell the student, particularly during the math class, your body is present and mind is absent. That means generally there won't be any connection between your body and mind, and most of the times we'll be doing something or the other, but mind goes somewhere or the other. So where the yoga will help us, the yoga practice will help us to bridge the gap between your body and mind and also your emotions. So now let us also know what the success is. Success is just not to attain a goal that was set before us, but one should have a passion. Just it stopped. Open it, sir, once again. The screen is sharp. Share the screen, sir.
Yes, sir. 1 minute, sir.
Yeah.
It is okay, sir.
Not able to see the screen.
You have to pin it, sir. Pin it.
Sir, it is sharing.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So make it little bigger, sir. Oh, possible. Yeah. Thank
Okay,
you.
sir.
So let us also see what the success is. Success is just not attaining a goal that we set before us. So during the process, the path that we are traveling towards the success, one should have a passion and should be optimistic and should be persistent, and should have a creativity and self-discipline and a desire to improve and a commitment to learn. That's what I mean. One should not just be mechanical in reaching the set goals. Take the case of civil services. If any student want to aspire, achieve services examination to get success in examination, first he should inculcate the passion to reach his goals, which helps to care a lot about what you are doing, and also should be optimistic. The moment that you set a goal, you should always be optimistic and should have persistence and should be have a creativity, just not be mechanical. You should have a creative kind of a thing, and should also inculcate the habit of self-discipline in that I'm going to tell you in the next slides, and also should a desire to improve and commitment to learning. Next slide, please. And let us try to know what when the yoga started. Actually, everybody might be knowing. Many people say it's about 5,000 years old, very ancient science, and some say it's about 10,000 years ago. And the great saints and munis and monks who went into deep forest by being away from the social life have researched on physical and mental well-being and found a preventive medicine and ailments and for all kinds of ailments and issues of modern way of living. So really they are called really modern scientists. Even the present day scientists could not able to find several solutions to several diseases, and whether it's a physical or mental diseases. But the great scientists like our monks and saints already gave a good this thing, yoga to the modern age. If you practice, you'll be free from all kinds of ailments and physical and mental, which I have experienced for the past 8 years. In the process, there was several formats of yogic practices which were invented. Whether you say it's a Bhakti Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Hatha Yoga, Karma Yoga, and among all these, Ashtanga Yoga has become a quite popular, which has been adopted to the modern age, contemporary society. So the sage Patanjali, who invented Ashtanga Yoga, is said to be a contemporary yoga guru. What he has done? He classified the abandoned classical yoga into a simple format of 8 limbs of yoga called Ashtanga Yoga. That's where the name of Patanjali has become quite popular, even commercially, and it has become commercially viable products now. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. And now let us get into the main topic, that is Ashtanga Yoga. What is Ashtanga Yoga? It is 8 branches of yoga where Patanjali has prescribed us to the modern society. What are they? They are Yama, Nima, Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahara, Dharana, Jhana, Samadhi. What is Yama? Yama basically is a social social restraints, you can say, and Nimas are a self-discipline, and Asana is a physical, to strengthen our physical body, and Pranayama helps us to control our breath, and Pratyahara basically withdrawal of our senses. Dharana is what to get control, to bring attention, to grab attention from a different from the wavering mindset. And jhana is a real meditation where these dharana and jhana are the primary stages to attain samadhi. Next slide, please. See, in Yama, there are 5 social ethics called Ahimsa, Satyam, Asteyam, Brahmacharyam, Aparigraham. Ahimsa is a non-violence in action, speech, and thoughts towards nature, animals, and fellow human beings. One should always be non-violent towards the society, particularly the self, and to the family, and to the society at large. So, should always be non-violent, should always be should always be non-violent by our action, thoughts, and actions. Therefore, even we should not even. That's what it says is we should always be friendly towards our nature and animals. We should not even cut the trees, and we should be careful about the animals, even the street dogs. Even that's what the Ahimsa says. One should be always be non-violent and with a good habits, personal habits. And also the next stage of Yama is Satyam, that is truthfulness. One should always be truthful and faithful to self and family and community, and should always be positive with visibility and openness, and should always be transparent. Whatever, see, generally what happens, you think something negative, but your actions will be positive outside. But your action and your thought process should be reflect your true personality. That's what the Satyam says, the second Yama, the 5 social ethics. Asteya is a non-stealing of wealth and knowledge. We can say in the present generation that academic life plagiarism, you see, what is this plagiarism? You say strictly barred, stealing somebody's knowledge. So we should always be original and honest, and should be faithful with integrity to live and lead a best and a qualitative life. That's what is Yama already ages back has strictly barred stealing of anybody's wealth and knowledge. And the next 4th Yama is Brahmacharya. Nowadays, it has become quite sad. The sexual life has become quite liberal in the modern society. So, what Brahmacharya says, Brahmacharya doesn't mean we should not get married. A bachelor who is leading a life should be always lead an ethical life, should not indulge in any unethical way of sexual practices. So, even if they're married, even if the wife and husband should be faithful to each other, by not resorting to any kind of unethical sexual life. If we see the present in the society, due to lacking this kind of a brahmacharya, there are several crimes are happening, even by literate people in the society, even at workplace. There are several sexual harassment complaints are being raised because not having this kind of a social restraint. So let us also, the final yama in the Ashtanga yoga is aparigraha. A person with limited desires always be happy, and always be, when you're happy, you will be healthy. One should have a contentment and should not try to accumulate too much things, or whether it's a wealth or anything unnecessarily, and not desiring things that belongs to others. So one should have always contentment. If you do not have a contentment and you have so many desires which is not required, ultimately which will lead to your unhappiness, that results in your physical and mental strain, ultimately results in so many ailments. So one should always be happy by limiting his desires with a lot of contentment. Next slide, please. The third stage of Ashtanga Yoga is, second stage of Ashtanga Yoga is Niyamas. What is Niyama? These are the 5 personal ethics, a self-discipline it talks about. That is Sauch, Santosh, Tapasvajaya, Ishvara Pranidhanana. What is Sauch? It is cleanliness of the physical body and mind. The body in Telugu is a Atma, Paramatma. So we should always keep our inner self clean. We should always be with purity of thought and ideas, and our perceptions too should be always be very clean. In Telugu there is a proverb, Dehame Devalayam. We should keep our body always clean. If you do not care about your body, if you harm your body, what happens ultimately? It results in several sufferings. So we should always keep our body clean. Along with body, you should also keep your mind should be always pure. Whatever you speak, that should reflect your inner personality. So we should try to always be purity of thought and ideas and perceptions. That will make you always happy. The next stage of Niyama is the Santosha. That's what, when you are have purity of thought and when you will always be happy. So Santosha means we should have a self-contentment, should not be too desirous of the things which are not required, which is not at all required. Don't try to be too greedy of anything, whether it's a wealth or anything that matters. So we should try to remain happy always in whichever way is possible, and don't try to, even in family too, don't keep too much of bonding. And we should have a responsibility that has to be discharged, being a parent or being a son. But one should not be too much attached with the emotions, or so much connected to any kinds of relations. Then you will always be happy. Then the third stage of Niyama is tapas. In my opinion, is tapas is just not meditation. Tapas is just self-discipline, controlling over ourself, and also on desires, and useless thinking for too much. We generally, what we think so much for unnecessary things. If something happens in the family or in the workplace, we'll keep on thinking by not sleeping in the nights for days and months together for no reason. So what it happens? So it is all because you are unable to focus. You are unable to have a meditative mindset. So you should, and overeating also is a kind of a problem because you're not, you don't have a control over yourself. So, and so so to avoid difficulties in the mindset, you should inculcate a kind of a tapas is a kind of a focus and attention, and not having any desires on the unnecessary and external physical things. The third niyama is a svadhyaya. This is called study of self, abiding in the self-reading, great literature to know what the real life is in order to educate self and society as well. So one must enlighten himself by reading good books always. Good books always, and enlighten your knowledge. It will help you. Also, when you are educated, you are able to educate the society around you. You should be able to help others also. So therefore, always you should always read good books and also listen to good philosophical issues. Then you will be less attached to the physical things. So Swajaya will help us a lot to know about our life, what the life is, and 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 the final niyama is Ishvara Pranidhanana, surrendering to God, honoring the divine, helping the poor. Right? In Ishvara Pranidhanana, we should try to unite ourselves to the Supreme Being. Next slide. Next slide, please. Let us see the third angle of Ashtanga Yoga is Asanas. Asana means Stiram Sukham Asanam. What is Stiram? Stiram is a steadiness, Sukham is comfortable, and Asanam is a yoga posture. We should not harm the body too much doing yoga, but you should always, whatever do, you should sit in a comfortable position by practicing yoga comfortably with steadiness. This is what the asana says. Asanas basically will help you to strengthen your body, and it makes you free from all kinds of ailments, whether it is physical or mental or emotional. So actually myself, I've been practicing for the last 80 years, strictly speaking, and I've been experiencing now a wonderful results both physically and mentally. And when you are physically fit, then you're also will be your mental capacity will also get increased, and you will be a successful personality whatever way you choose or what are things that you are doing. So practicing asana, one should not leave. So make it a part of your life, how you are doing regularly. That's the most important. One need to spend at least an hour's time in the morning practicing Sukshma Vyayama, Sthola Vyayama, Surya Namaskaras, sitting and standing asanas, prone and supine postures. Let us try to know what this in little bit in detail. What is Sukshma Vyayama? It's a micro circulation. When moving our parts, our joints will help us to bring flexibility in our joints. And and Sthola Vyayama is a macro circulation. What is Sthola Vyayama? So it's kind of an exercise where our blood flow beautifully to each and every part of our internal organs. As a result, we'll be free from all kinds of sufferings. Surya Namaskara, again, there are 12 postures where it's called as a full body exercise, where one does at least daily, 15 to 20 rounds of Surya Namaskaras. He will be perfectly all right, and his doctor visits will be reduced, and no need of any medication. One need not visit the doctor in his lifetime, I guarantee you. But myself, I wanted to share that regularly I practice 50 rounds of Surya Namaskaras in 10 minutes, and I can also do 100 rounds of Surya Namaskaras and just in 25 minutes. That much of a physical strength I gained by practicing yoga for the last 80 years. And even I can do my jogging for the 5 kilometers non-stop in 30 minutes time, where the youth at the age of 20 unable to compete with me. I'm saying all this is keep practicing yoga makes you very strong and healthy, and by mentally also, psychologically also, you will be very strong enough to stand before any kind of a challenges. You can, in fact, you will run after the challenges if you practice yoga. So at least if you cannot practice, start practicing Surya Namaskara at least 10 to 15 rounds in a day. So so therefore, in fact, I myself have encouraged my own family. So all are practicing yoga. They are also finding wonderful results out of it. And then coming to sitting asana, there are some of the familiar asanas which if you can do will be sufficient to gain a good health. That is Dandasana, Sukhasana, Siddhasana, Padmasana, and Paschimottanasana and Vajrasana, etc. And as far as standing asana is concerned, Tadasana, Vrikshasana, Garudasana, Natarajasana, etc. are the popular ones and good for the health. And prone postures, if you say Navasana, Setubandhasana, Pavanamuktasana, Matsyasana, and Halasana, etc. As far as supine asanas are concerned, Dhanurasana, Salabhasana, Bhujangasana, and Sarpasana, and Naukasana. What are the major benefits of practicing these asanas? These asanas are the physical postures that your respiratory and circulatory systems will improve a lot, and your neuro and muscular, skeletal, and digestive and excretory systems also develops a lot, and internal organs and health will be useful for the internal organs and also for the healthy skin. Next slide, please. And next stage of Ashtanga Yoga is a fourth stage, it's Pranayama. Pranayama is a proper regulation of life force through certain breathing techniques suitable for all aged people. The major techniques of Pranayama is a Bhastrika, Kapalbhati, Anuloma Viloma, Kumbhakas, Nadi Sodhana, Agnisara, Bandhas. Bandhas are called Mula, Udyana, Jalandhar Bandha. The three bandhas are there, and Brahmari, Ujjayi, Sitali, Sitkar. What do you do in Bhastrika? It's a forceful exhalations, inhale and exhalations. And in Kapalbhati, you will do forceful exhalation. And in Anuloma Viloma is an alternative nostril breathing. And Kumbhakas, you hold your breath, Rechaka and Puraka. And Nadi Sodhana, where your nadis will get purified. Agnisara, where it improves your heat in the body. And Bandhas, where you can avoid blockages in the body. So Brahmari, where it will give you a soothing effect to your mind, and Ujjayi and Sitali Sitkari pranayamas will help us in. If you see the majorly the benefits out of it is the pranayama. By doing pranayama, it will be a stress reliever. It boosts your immune system, and it also helps us sleep disorders. Weight loss improves concentration, focus, and improves your cardiovascular, reduces the hypertension. Next slide, please. What is Pratyahara? Pratyahara basically is a withdrawal of senses. To know the self, it's imperative to go beyond the senses of the objects, either the inner or the outer worlds. Pratyahara means withdrawal of senses, to leave your interest on the eternal things and physical issues, and should focus always live confined. This is called as contentment. Should not have it. Should not build so much of bonding with relationships. There is a family or relationships. So always try to be less bonding towards to reach towards the success in your life. Success is just not to attaining a single goal, but to have a complete life with happiness. So therefore, we should always be with less bonding and should withdraw our senses on the external objects, whether it is the inner or the outer voice. The next, please. And the next stage is Dharana. Pratyahara is a kind of a mediator between a physical and mental. This Dharana, Jhana, Samadhi, the next three stages are basically helps us with the psychological well-being. What is Dharana? Dharana is a one-pointed focus. According to Buddhist principles, monkey mind is a term that refers to being unsettled, restless, or confused. When in Telugu we say manasu putilantideni antamu, so there is a lot of wavering in our mindset. So from it helps us, dharana basically helps us from chapala chitta into ekagra chitta. So how to practice dharana? We should sit in a comfortable seated position and should close your eyes, then focus your mind on a particular point, such as a body part or a mantra or a chakra or your breath, as you sit in a calm stillness. And also you can adopt Sambhavi Mudra. So basically dharana helps us to gain attention, because there is a confusion between meditation, jhana and dharana. Dharana and jhana both seem to be similar, but dharana basically a preliminary stage of jhana, where you, first of all, before getting into jhana meditation, you should try to get control of your mind, where these kind of techniques will help to do meditation. The next stage is meditation. Next slide, please. What is meditation? Jhana. Jhana is a meditation. It produces a deep state of relaxation and a tranquil mindset. It will focus your attention and eliminate the stream of jumbled thoughts that may be crowding your mind and causing stress. Because our mind will be always be with so many thoughts which will always make us suffer for some reason or other. But how to get control over this unnecessary thinking too much on a particular issue, where the jhana will help us to focus our attention to eliminate the stream of jumbled thoughts. And it also helps a lot during the episodes of defenselessness, angry, frustration, distress, which are become generally, and sometimes in the life process, sometimes we become completely directionless and defenseless, what to do and what not to do. We are at a stage, we become completely in an ecstatic state, where we can't do anything because we don't find any solutions. Because of directionless and distressed timings, some of the versatile personalities, whether it's a city field or a political or even commercially successful personalities, committed suicide. So there, jhana helps us a lot. Definitely during the episodes of defenselessness, and when we are angry, we'll resort to so many unwanted actions, or indulge in unnecessary exchange of words. So it's also clinically proven that the results curing many physical and mental ailments through meditation. There are clinically proven results. Even there are several research publications where persons who have been completely focusing their mind and doing meditation, or they gain an experience and wonderful results by doing meditation. Therefore, I suggest the youngest generations to kindly spare some time to practice asanas and also pranayama, and also spare some time in a day to do jhana for 10 minutes. In my opinion, the other day my son has asked, you have been doing asanas and pranayama, Surya Namaskaras and all, but I have not seen you doing jhana for a long time. Yes, in fact, I don't have that much time to do jhana for a longer time, but I made the 24/7 as it's comfortable to jhana anytime. Whenever you get a time in the office, you get a time for 10 minutes or 15 minutes time, you can get jhana. Not only that, jhana in the sense, you should have a focused mind, and whatever that you are doing, you should have a concentration, and just not closing your eyes. Yes, it is good, if you can spare as much time as possible to do meditation. But if you don't have a meditation also, can't do space too much of time, at least you can do meditation in so many spells of your daily life, from morning to evening, whenever possible. Just close your eyes, and you don't need to have a yoga mat to do jhana. If you are sitting casually in a sofa or in a seat or in your own working place, so just close your eyes, simply just observe your breath, because there are several ways. So many yoga gurus are guiding how to do jhana. So for jhana helps us a lot. So I advise you to do jhana. If you can't do at least yoga for asanas and all, but try to practice yoga all the time. The next slide, please. And the final stage of Ashtanga yoga is Samadhi. Samadhi is not, people say Samadhi in the sense of death. No. The Samadhi in the sense, the highest state of consciousness where this is possible to achieve during meditation. When you can do longer hours of meditation, try to know your inner consciousness. And this is possible, Samadhi is possible. What Samadhi does, a person who went into Samadhi is no more said to be connected to the external world and all its happenings, and can see the life in a clearer light, thought to be a spiritual state of consciousness. You can see the best examples, Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa and Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi, who are, I know very well, that who went into Samadhi state of mind, and but it's very difficult for people. But all the stages like Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahara, these phases, I think these are the external things one can practice if they are committed. But reaching and this present generation, this modern age where there is no time, reaching to the stage of Samadhi is not that an easy task. Very few people can reach, but at least if you can travel halfway through this Ashtanga yoga stages of this thing, Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, then Pratyahara is it doesn't require any time except practicing asanas requires time, and pranayama. But Yama, Niyama, I think you have to observe these moral code of conduct in your regular life. Then the final is one more slide, please. Next slide. And I wanted to here share personal experience. As far as my personal life is concerned, after practicing yoga, I've seen, I wanted to share that I have a beautiful family with no problems at all, leading a good, beautiful and personal life. Even there are occasions where if you get any challenges in the life, I'm able to easily solve them and going ahead of my life. As far as my social life is concerned, I proudly and confidently say I've established 2 NGOs where I'm serving the society, because we always think that just leading a family life is not sufficient. If one want to be happy, one should lead a social life. So I'm very active socially because of practice of my Ashtanga yoga and not compromise in my professional life. Even in my professional life, I've excelled myself in getting promotions, and also academically, as I said before by Dr. Lakshminarayan Garu, I have started doing my PhD, got admission at the age of 50, but I finished my PhD just in 4 years of time. I'm competing with half age of my youngsters. So all this, because the practice of yoga brings you attention and focus and passion that what you are doing. So among us in my family itself, I have started doing PhD in 50 and completed in 54 years. Now awarded doctorate, and I'm also physically active, psychologically and spiritually. By saying the what is the real life here, I would like to say life is just not just not no, our parents want us to a good job, then and a good money. Then what happens? Then getting a good girl to get marry a good girl and lead a family life, producing children, and again worrying about their study and about their jobs, and again what happened, their children. So this is not what the life. So the purpose of life is just not limited. You should see the life in a very macro way. So where one should spend their time not only to their family, you should just break the walls of your limited sphere of life to extend your support to the external society people and share your happiness, share your wealth if possible. If not, at least try to extend your support morally to the people who are outside of you. Then you may be feeling that you are spending time. See, nowadays, time is so, people say that time is equal to money. So what is after that? After earning money, should have feel happy and free from all kind of sufferings. If one want to be happy, should always be connected to the society. By saying the quotation or a statement of the WHO, where a healthy person is not just not having a absence of mere disease, not health. That's what the quotation. A person who is active socially, physically, mentally, and also socially, and even in India it says and spiritually. So that is called the real health. So thank you, sir. Thank you so much. With this, I'm ending my presentation.
Thank you very much, sir. Now I request the participants, in case of any doubts, please interact with sir a few minutes. Now I request the participants, please interact with sir regarding your doubts.
Yes, sir. I have a doubt.
Yes, sir.
Hello, sir. Yes, sir. My name is Santosha, sir. I am a student, National Sanskrit University, Tirupati.
Okay.
My questions are, why tapa is not meditation?
Okay.
Yes.
My intention is tapa is definitely a meditation. My intention is tapa should not be just confined to a particular timing.
Yes, sir.
We should make it a habit from morning to evening. I mean, 24/7. One should get into be tamasa in a meditative posture. What I mean to say is, throughout life, whatever conduct that you are doing, whether you are studying or whether you are working, or whether it's a whole household things, you should have a focus on what you are doing. I don't say that tapas is not meditation. I mean to say it's just not a meditation. I mean it is just not a meditation. Tapas is what we should have a focus. We should have a focused mind on what you are doing. What happens? The book is there before us. We have been reading for hours together, but our mind goes somewhere else. So we should have a focused mindset. Even we should have inculcate that kind of a tapas mindset even each and every part of our life. That's what my intention is to convey.
Yes.
Have a focused mind in whatever you are doing. You're concentrating on a sports, or you want to appear for a civil services or AP services examinations. Just focus on with a complete attention. If you don't have an attention, ultimately you will be a failure. Isn't it?
Yes.
So that's what I mean. Inculcate the habit of tapas mindset, meditative mindset, 24/7. Just not confine yourself by meditating, just laying a yoga mat and doing meditation. Then later on, what happens? You don't take a proper decisions. Your decisions are not proper. You don't have a focused mindset, and finally, ultimately, it results in a bias. So therefore,
Yes, sir.
one should have a focused mindset in each and every part of life. Then you will be a wonderful person on this planet.
Yes. Then more types tapas than sarik tapa and manishik tapa and raisik tapa. That different type of tapa. Then you are object to manashik tapa, that manah prasada somatvam maunah atmana vigraha bhava suddhi rityeva
Yeah.
tapah manasam uchyate, according to Bhagavad Gita. A
Okay.
certitude of thought, gently silence, self control. You are fasting, you practice meditation. That is my doubts.
Okay.
Yes.
Any other questions?
Right, sir? If no question,
Huh.
please.
Hello.
Pailwal garu.
Uh,
Questions?
yeah.
Please.
Yeah. My question is like that. Uh, there is dhyan and dharana. So, I mean, what is the difference? That dhyan is something that we have to focus, and how to do dharana. Samadhi is something
There
that
are,
I mean, we will get it. But what is the difference between dhyan and dharana?
yeah. Dharana is basically is a one-pointed focus, to grab attention. That's what I say. Monkey mind, what Buddhist says, that chapala chitta. Our mind is generally be rotating here and there, though whatever work that we are doing. We have been doing something even in the office or we're reading, but mind will be rotating somewhere else and doing something else. So there will be no joint between mind, body and mind, physical and mental. So to grab the attention, to bring the psychological attention to the physical, this dharana helps us to different kind of techniques are there where you can sit in a meditative posture, focusing your mind on one pointed concentration, whether it can be an object, or it can be a godly, in a god, your own ishtadeva, or you can even observe your breath. It's a kind of a preparatory stage for dhyana. That's what is. There are several kinds of techniques, available. You can count from 100 to 1, and you can look at one point and focus just to initial stage. So therefore, whoever sits and closes your eyes, it cannot be called dhyana. It's only a dharana trying to grab attention. That's what the difference between dharana is a deeper sense of meditation, way to know the to come out of the dharana. After gaining attention, you can get into the jhana to know the self consciousness.
Okay, thank you. And yeah, one question is like that. I'm basically into the IT industry, and I am very much keen to learn these things. But as per the my I mean, age is too much, so I feel like that it's very difficult me to maintain between two things, that my IT career, and that I just want to be more uh, learn and do the things in the yoga as well. I mean, as you said that you started it late, and do the PhD kinds of things. And
Yeah, yeah.
I do not feel like that from where I have to start it, because I'm here just to do the 1 month course. But I have been practicing pranayam. I mean, it's it very regularly, but yeah, I have started it from since 99. And I'm
Okay.
doing basically started with some pranayama, then I am doing some asanas. Yeah, so I have also doing some kinds of physical activities also. So these are the things. So I mean, thankfully God that I got the opportunity that I get into the yoga science. And I have been attracting towards this yoga science. But yeah, still there is a thing that I'm very confused, that how I can achieve, learn the yoga. I mean, practicing asana and these kinds of things are easily available in the market, but I do not know that what is the the literature that I have to read, and what are the things that I have to start. I mean, from the beginner level, what should I focus, and then how to uh, gradually increase my knowledge on the yoga.
Right. So you were in your question itself, you given the answer also that you're practicing sometimes at times that you're not completely dedicated yourself. Yoga requires dedication to see the results. Even in samadhi, how to reach samadhi, one should be dedicated and to see the God. So one should have a sincerity and a belief in what you are doing, because you are not completely dedicating yourself that what you are doing. The other question on how to start with, better don't worry about, don't read any literatures, and try to go nearby in a yoga center, and first you start doing your physical, try to maintain your physical body strengthen, physical and mental. So this asanas and what is the stage of asana you can start with, that only you can start. So you should start building up your physical and mental strength by practicing sincerely. Go to the yoga center. At least I practice yoga 6 days in a week, 5 days in a week, and go for the jogging and the 6 day for 5 kilometers non-stop. I don't do jogging daily, but still 5 kilometers I'm able to do jogging. Even people like age of 20, 25, you can't even do that much, and people admire of my jogging looking at me. So completely just believe in asanas, and it will not show you the immediate results. I said I've been practicing for the last 8 years. Now I've been experiencing a wonderful results in my physical capacitation or a mental capacitation, and no kind of no pessimistic, and I'm always optimistic. I never got frustration. I never get, though you get angry, immediately you can get out of your emotions and angry or frustrations and whatever it may be. I tell you, it's my personal experience. I've been experiencing a wonderful result, and I also say that I've been leading. I said already, I've established 2 NGOs, very active in social life and my personal life. I'm balancing my life, whether it's a personal, social, or my professional, or even academic line. I could able to publish 2 publications, starting my PhD at the age of 50 years. So be a strong belief in practicing yoga. First, you start with asanas and Surya Namaskara, and that's what Sukshma. So at least dedicate an hour time to practice. Then automatically you gain all kind of a psychological strength also. That's what. Okay. Hope I'm able to
Yeah,
answer your
yeah,
question.
yes, sir.
Be
So
sincere
basically,
and dedicated. Completely believe in what you are doing. Just
yes, sir.
not a day after a week and then again stop it and then do it like that. Even my sons will surprise of me seeing regular practice of yoga in the house itself. So unknowingly, I'll be trying to motivate the people, because I know I've experienced a wonderful result. So I was always anxious to try to promote yoga to as many as people. Though that's why I have started a YouTube channel also, where I've kept 22 yoga videos.
Uh, yes, sir. So can you share that link that I can get that thing
Yeah, you can
also?
say, just you can write where here. Um, I think you can say Dr. Srinivas Bangaru, yoga with Dr. Srinivas Bangaru. Okay.
Okay, okay. And sir, yeah, just want to give some basic that what are my daily routine is like. I first get up in the morning and just do some meditation. I mean, just it's a kind of meditation that I just focused on uh, some mantra and do it for 10 to 15 minutes. I mean, it's like 108 times in the morning, and after that I do my daily routines jobs like cleaning myself, bathing, and also, and after that I do kinds of running around, it's like sometimes 5 kilometers, sometimes 10 kilometer. And after
Okay.
I do the stretching, I mean yoga, I just do kinds of stretching and do some 8 9 asanas there. And yeah, and after that I do some kinds of meditation for 2 minutes or something. And this is basically my routine. And in the night before going to sleep, I just do the 108 times of meditation also. So these are the things that right now. And if I mean, simultaneously I am looking that the things that I can learn the yoga from somewhere. So I got the opportunity to enroll myself here in 1 month course. So yeah, I mean, basically I'm learning also, and I'm doing the things also. Yeah. So this is my basically routine.
So
Yeah.
yeah. But try to join in a nearby yoga center, sir. You have to do initially under observation of a yoga guru. Don't try to see any videos. Of course, some of the postures you can look at the videos and can do. But when you do with a proper guidance for a year or two, dedicating an hour's time in the morning, that will really yield good results. Let us not say that we don't have a time. We have a time. But only that we need a keenness and interest, and about our future well-being. See, your anger now, your physical and mental capacities are good, but when you are aging, the moment you are reaching to the aging, then all kinds of ailments and physical and mental will pouring on you. It makes you um, landing nowhere, and you'll be whatever you want to achieve something. That's what even my colleagues who are of me, they wanted to get retired because they are tired so much. But I never feel like I can still work for another 25 years of. I feel half of my age practicing yoga. So please dedicate an hour's time at full set of a yoga, just not like doing one or two postures. And definitely, I guarantee you, you will be experiencing a wonderful results. No, in fact, I know my regular practice, I sweat like anything in the morning itself. People think that yoga would not get any sweat. Even when I do 50 rounds of Surya Namaskaras, like a bath I do with the sweat, in the morning. So when you can sweat in the morning by practicing yoga, all kinds of physical ailments will go away. All toxics from the body will go out way out of you. And also you should do water therapy. At least take the moment you raise up, just take a liter of water. If you can consume. And I also do Vamana in the morning. When I raise up, it was my regular practice to clean my upper tract of the body, and also consume daily 3 to 4 liters of water to wash out the internal intestines on a regular intervals.
Yes, sir. Thank you. So I will take care. I mean, that you are saying that I have to join the. I mean, to
Please
practice the.
believe in it,
Yeah.
dedicate yourself, and you will be a successful personality. I'm telling you, I guarantee you will be a successful personality in whatever that step you take in your life. It's a family or a profession or a studies or whatever it may be. Even your financial resources also. When your physical and mental health is good, you can do any kind of a thing. Whatever you feel, you can achieve the results. Very wonderful, isn't it?
Yes, sir. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you.
Good morning, sir. My name is Bharatram.
Yeah.
So I have one question, sir, for you.
Tell me.
Sir, basically yoga asanas, we can do normal yoga asanas and advanced yoga asanas also. So after practicing yoga asanas, there is a very important to practice pranayama. So pranayama is a kind of
Yes,
practice where
that's what the process is.
yes. So pranayama we can practice. People are. I mean, for example, even me also. So while practicing pranayama, I'll get a lot of distractions. So for that, I'll if I want to practice for 15 minutes, so automatically my mind say, so this is too much. You're practicing like very boring or something. Okay, just stop it. For 10 minutes only. So like that. So it mind says like that. So automatically my hand goes down. So if it is happening, so like this, so I may not completely focus on the pranayamas especially. So my question is, so if I want to practice the pranayama, so how much time I require to practice, so basic level, and how to improve my pranayama levels in the stages to improvise myself, sir. So this and also one more thing, at
No,
what time is the best time to practice
yeah.
pranayama? Yeah, thank you. Over to you, sir.
Can I?
Yes, sir.
Can I
Yes.
say something? Yeah, I understood your this thing, the kind of a practice that you want to know. Actually, I wanted to tell you because myself experienced wonderful results with my own practice. I would like to tell you the way which I have been doing for the last 8 years.
Okay.
Morning I wake up at 5 o'clock and do the water therapy in the morning, and also do Vamana. 1 liter water I take and will vomit it after my brushing. So again, I take 1 liter water and now then start practicing yoga for at least an hour. Initially, I used to do 2.5 hours, but later on, I came to know how to segregate the systematic yoga. So initially, for the first 15 minutes, I allocate for Sukshma Vyayama. That's I said you might be knowing what Sukshma Vyayama. Then Sthola Vyayama, a little faster exercises. Then another 15 minutes, I allocate for Surya Namaskara. And the last 15 minutes, I allocate for Shavasana and the relaxing postures and the Pranayama. Pranayama, you can allocate 10 minutes. If you have time, you can do it more, but that's enough. You allocate 15, 15, 15 for Sukshma Sthola Vyayama, 15 for Surya Namaskara, 15 for this asanas. You can do asanas sitting or standing, any kind of postures if you know. And then finally you end with a session with the pranayama, because your mind, after getting exhausted physically, you will get mental strength, get relaxation by doing pranayama. You can do it 10 minutes in a day, but you should be consistently do it. You will find a wonderful results out of it. Doing a week, day in a week, or not doing at all for some time, and again coming back in most of the youth, generally they don't have a focused mind because they have several other issues. Particularly now after the smartphone has come, people are wasting so much of time unknowingly. Hours together as going waste to the drain. So just focus on an hour's time in your daily life. 10 minutes, if you are consistently practicing, make part of your life. In our yoga practice, that is Sukshma Sthola Vyayama, Surya Namaskaras, and Asanas, followed by whether sitting or standing, or prone or supine postures, and then followed by this pranayama. There are several types of pranayamas. That also you don't need to do all pranayamas at a time. One you can do today, you can do 1 or 2 pranayamas, and the next day you can do like that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Got it.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Got it, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Right.
Good.
Thank
Thank you. If no questions, please. And now I request to Rahul Kumar, please give the vote of thanks to Sarma. Rahul.
You're not audible, sir. I'm unable to hear you.
No, I'm audible, sir.
Yeah. Okay.
Namaste, everybody. Sarvebhya Namaha. Distinguished guest, chief guest, guest of honor, a special guest, and a speaker. On behalf of the Department of Yoga, National Sanskrit University, I take privilege of proposing vote of thanks. We are happy that 8th International Yoga Day has been organized and conducted extremely well. First of all, my sincere thanks to our chief guest, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Radhakant Thakur sir, for accepting the invitation and with us here in the morning. And thank you, sir, for promoting the yoga on this through these occasions. Next, my sincere thanks to guest of honor, Commander Challa Venkateswar sir. You are the registrar of this university, and thank you very much, sir, for being with us here and spending a valuable time and giving great insight on yoga. Next, my sincere thanks to special guest GSR Krishnamurthy sir. You are the dean of this university, and thank you very much for this for your insight on yoga and speech. Next, I thank beloved speaker Dr. Srinivas Bangaru sir, and for your great insight into the healthy lifestyle, and through the and your actually topic Ashtanga yoga way of life towards the success. It has a great impact on today's youth who pursuing the yoga as a career. Next, sir, you enlighten to the participants. Actually, the people, they think yoga means yoga asana and the pranayama, but you focused on the each limbs of the yoga, that is the Ashtanga yoga. So I hope it will be a great great talks for the all people, all the participants. And as the reference of the Patanjali Yoga Sutra, Yogang Anushtanat Asuddhik Chhay Jnana Dipti Vivek Khyati. So by the practice of the Ashtanga Yoga, the people can destroy the impurities, and you can take the spiritual vision towards the life. Then once again, I pay my thank you, sir, to for the great lecture today. Next, my sincere thanks to the colleagues, students, and everyone who has taken their interest in the event and actively involved in the session. I would like to give thank you to the ICT lab staff, non-teaching staff, for the arranging the necessary equipments for the programs. And last but not least, I thank to the student for their active participation in the event. Thank you one and all. Thank you very much, sir.
Just a moment. I also say thanks to the Honorable Vice Chancellor. My sincere and profound thanks to the Honorable Vice Chancellor of National Sanskrit University, and also my sincere respects to the respected Registrar Challa Venkateshwar Garu and Deputy Registrar Y.V. Krishna Rao Garu, and other teaching and non-teaching staff in the Central University, and the students. And also my sincere thanks to the organizers who are organizing, particularly Dr. Lakshman Garu. Thank you so much, Andy, for inviting me to this webinar to share my experience. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. Dhanyawad, sir. Thank you.
Dhanyawad. Dhanyawad.